Um, thank you. I was
Oh,
just trying
so
to figure out
I
how
see.
to, I'm sorry, sir?
No, I said she is there. I didn't realize she wasn't there. Okay, continue, please.
Okay. All right. My name is Carrie Marsh Dixon. I'm the Executive Secretary of the Boston Parks Commission. And we'll have everyone introduce themselves first. Max, please.
Morning, my name is Max Ford Diamond. I'm the tree warden for the city of Boston.
Todd?
Good morning. I'm Todd Neustor. I'm the Director of Urban Forestry with the Parks Department.
Jill?
Good morning. I'm Jill Zick. I'm the interim chief landscape architect for the Boston Parks Department.
Calliope?
I'm Calliope Marsky. I'm the executive assistant at Urban Forestry.
All right. This is a hearing on the request to remove 2 pear trees measuring 6 inches in diameter and 4 inches in diameter located at 151 Lenox Street in Roxbury. If you'd like to, whoever's going to make the presentation, please go ahead.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rebecca Boschon, landscape architect with my own practice. And I will share, I can start with the site plan, if that's easiest.
Yeah.
We have, not sure if can you see that site plan? Okay. We have existing 3 street tree pits along Lenox Street, and one is empty. This one on the right is empty, and the other 2 do have existing trees that will be too close. The building is proposed right along the property line, so we really won't have room for their canopy, particularly with these bays that are proposed to kind of break up the facade. So the owner and developer have been working, and the architect, with the city to discuss how everything lays out. And one of the opportunities they've been looking at is to expand the curb line and add these islands into Lenox Street, which would create or allow for 4 parallel parking spaces, 1 striped as a loading zone, and 3 new tree planting islands. So we'd end up with since one of the tree pits is empty, we'd actually have room for 3 new trees, and they would be native tree species. There's a lot of really great trees. I was thrilled to see the variety of trees on Lenox Street. They all look amazing. So I think we'd like to continue with that, getting rid of the calorie pears, which are non-native and now on the prohibited list. And then we actually have some space to add 2 trees over on Tremont Street, if that works for DPW and Parks Department, along with some bike racks. And we have this nice wide sidewalk on the Tremont Street side. So I think that curb line actually wouldn't change. It would just be the radius and then the Lenox Street side. And these peninsulas are all larger than a standard city street pit, all over 30 square feet. This one's 50 plus. So I think it's a much better for the health of the future trees, and we'd be getting rid of those calorie pears.
Okay. And are these islands already, is this approved already by PIC, I assume it would be?
No, I don't think we've gone through PIC yet. Donald might be able to better speak to it. I came in late to the process, unfortunately.
No, none
but
of this project. It hasn't gone before PIC.
Correct.
I think they've just been having like conversations with MOH and other city departments to kind of go through options. But I think to make the programming work from the housing standpoint, they really need to maximize the lot area. So we're right up against all the property lines, and that sidewalk is just wide enough for the tree pits. So this will allow the 5-foot clear as well, and allow existing utilities. Like there's a drain manhole here, so those will all remain.
Okay. Is that the extent of your presentation?
I believe so.
Okay.
I do have pictures of the trees if that's helpful. Some are here.
Sure.
Are they coming up, or do I have to stop sharing? I can never tell what actually shares.
I can just see the site plan right now.
Okay. So you can see there's the one empty tree pit where a tree has already been removed. One of the existing trees. That was me without my calipers trying to measure the trees. And there's the other. You can see there's a utility manhole behind it, but the sidewalk right now is very narrow. The chain link fence is on the existing property line, so the building facade would be right there. So we just think it would be such a tight condition with the building facade and the tree clearance. You can see there is already parking, but we would kind of enclose the existing parking with these islands to have the street trees out in those bump outs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Max?
Yep, so I inspected the trees a few weeks ago. As Rebecca said, the two trees are Bradford Calorie pear trees. One is a 4-inch DBH and a 6-inch DBH. The trees are alive or were alive and healthy at the time of my inspection, which is why we were requiring a public tree hearing to remove said trees. As of today, we have not received any opposition to the removal of these trees from the public either. And that is all I have.
Okay. And are the proposed islands with trees a viable option for street trees?
I think it's better than no trees. But Jill, do you have any concerns?
Yeah, I just had a couple of questions on that. So it seems like there's some kind of utility that's drawn in on the plan that you presented under the curb extensions for the trees. Do you know what type of utility that is?
Let me see if I can get back to that window. It looks like it's an existing electrical line. So I think that would be coordinated with DPW. Like all of this, I know that in the informal meetings they've been having so far, this seemed like the city was on board with this, but it obviously would have to go through PIC and all of the departments.
Right. So is the proponent of this project prepared to move that electrical line if need be to create opportunities to plant those trees in the proposed locations?
That's for Donald to chime in on.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Great. Thank
Okay.
you, Donald.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah. And one other question. I understand that there's really not a clear path of travel behind the existing tree pits. I don't believe the city includes tree pits as a accessible surface. So by removing the trees, can you tell us dimensionally how much space that would free up on the sidewalk?
It would be a minimum of 5 foot clear, I believe, behind so that whole sidewalk from the property line over would be at least 5 foot clear.
Okay, and the building that's being proposed has bays that extend, I'm assuming at the second floor and higher.
Mm-hmm.
Is it at the second floor?
I believe it's the second floor, yes.
Okay, and what would the clear distance be from the sidewalk to the bottom of the bay? Do you happen to know that information?
I don't know that. Donald, do you know that?
I do not.
Dimension?
I do not have it because I don't have the plan in front of me.
So it would be helpful to know that dimension and a clear dimension beyond the bay to the back of curb, just to understand how much space is available for the tree canopy.
Okay. Yes, it was definitely much larger. Like to move them into the island, I could fit an actual tree, as opposed to I'm learning what trees grow are available in very skinny cultivars lately with all of these city projects. But yes, we could definitely get you that back of bay to back of curb.
Is that it, Jill?
Yeah, that's all.
Todd?
Yeah, I guess I have a comment and then a question. So my comment is, first of all, I like that we're talking about alternatives to just creating a new tree pit in the existing sidewalk, because again, it is a narrow and challenging landscape and we want to make sure that we have accessibility. because I know that that's a big discussion with us lately is, making sure we have adequate space for accessibility. So again, I like that we're talking about the bump outs. I think these are good solutions and possibilities. I'm a little worried that there's no other sign off on this as of yet, because I know Public Works has issues with drainage when we do things like that. I don't know if that's been a consideration in your plan, as well as street sweeping and just other practical things that go on the curb. So I'm not sure if that's been a part of your design and your calculations, or it's just, oh, there's space, we can put it in the space. So again, that's more of a comment than it is a particular question. But again, I like that we're looking at alternatives.
Great, thank you. I know that the project civil engineer was on board with actually proposed the islands before I was brought in. So they have figured that all out into their drainage calculations and design. I don't know if it's gone through enough detail with BTD to talk about street sweeping and things like that. I do know we kept the curb line of the parking spaces themselves in line with the rest of the street's curb line. So that way, at least like the street really isn't being reduced or anything, but we do have these islands that are popping out. So I can see that being a concern from the street sweeping side. And then for trash removal, like that's part of why we have the loading zone, so that the truck could just stay on the travel lane and come out and get the bins from the loading zone. So some of the practical things have definitely been discussed, but I don't know how far they've gotten with internal departments. Unfortunately, I wasn't on those calls.
Well, again, I appreciate that this is not just a design element, but that there's been engineering involved with it. So again, what I don't want is that we've looked at this as an alternative here, and then in the next approval process it's completely eliminated because it's totally impractical. So again, I'm happy to hear that it's more than just a design consideration. But my second question is, on the Tremont Street side, you propose 2 tree pits, including one in front of the neighboring building. Is that the proponent just interested in putting a tree in front of the neighboring building, or do they own the neighboring building? I
believe we own the neighboring building. Yeah, that was something that was suggested that we show as an opportunity. I don't know that it's been cleared with the neighbor yet. And again, it would have to go through DPW.
It has not. No, it has not.
Oh, it has not.
No, it was a suggestion to us. And so, no, it has not been cleared yet. And we do
A
not
suggestion
own,
from the city?
Yes,
model?
we do not own the neighboring building. It's owned by Frank Williams.
Okay, again, it's a public right of way. I'm just, again, I appreciate that there is that consideration. I was just curious, again, what the dialogue was with other property owners there. So again, I appreciate that there's a willingness to go beyond your own boundaries to improve the streetscape. So I guess that's the end of my questions. Thank you.
Okay, great. Does it look like we have anybody here from the public? So,
Is Nivea a public person?
oh, sorry.
He was our other, from the client side, the owner side.
Okay.
So not a public commenter?
All right.
No.
Max,
No.
then if there are no public comments and you do not receive any letters, Max, would you like to explain the process going forward, please?
Can do. So from today, we have 2 weeks from the hearing to issue our letter of determination. If the removal of the trees are approved after the hearing, you as the proponent will receive a letter from Carrie Marsh Dixon, and the proponent will then need to send a check for the value of the trees to the BPRD. Once the check is received, we will then issue you a notice to proceed to remove the trees. After construction is complete, and if there is room within the public right-of-way and approved by PIC to install new trees where the prior trees were removed, we will allow you to recoup some or all of the tree replacement bond. So if you remove 10 inches of caliper and you replace 10 inches of caliper in the public right-of-way, we will reimburse you for that. But that is based on the trees being alive and healthy for 2 years after the trees are installed.
Great. And so like the dimensional information you asked for, would I just send that to you, Jill, or should I send it all through Max? What's the process on just responding to that?
If you could send it to myself and Jill, that would be great.
Great.
Okay, if
Right,
that's it, then, further questions, we can end the hearing. Max, do you want to keep
Yeah,
it?
I'll stay on until 10:30 just in case.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
All right,
So we'll
thank
stay
you.
on till 10:30 in case any other public members come,
Okay.
to speak. Okay,
And I will go get you that information right now. Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
The initial Zoom hearing was closed by accident. Here it will be open again for the remainder of the scheduled hearing time in case there's anyone who comes for public comment. Seeing no one from the public coming to this meeting, I'm going to close it, given that we have another meeting starting soon. All right,
Okay.
thank you.